Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are tackling a huge topic, something that's totally changing the game in software development, platform engineering. We're going to break down what it is, why it's such a big deal right now, and what it really means for the day-to-day life of a developer. So, to really get why platform engineering is exploding in popularity, you've got to understand the problem it's built to solve. See, in a ton of companies, there's this hidden tax on developers. It's this constant grinding friction that just slows everything to a crawl and honestly leads to some major burnout.
And man, this quote from DevOps Compass just nails it. Think about it. If getting your code out the door requires heroism or a series of Slack ceremonies or waiting for that one specific person to be available, you're not actually doing continuous delivery. You're just staging a theatrical performance. This whole deployment drama, it's a massive red flag.
And that drama leads to an even bigger, more frustrating problem. You've got your most senior, most skilled infrastructure engineers, and they're stuck just fielding basic requests. Can you deploy this for me? Can you spin up a new environment? They literally become a human API gateway, a bottleneck. We call this ticket ops, where developers have to file a ticket for every single thing. It's a crystal clear sign that your process is broken and it is not going to scale.
And hey, this isn't just a hunch or some anecdotal thing. The data is screaming this at us. A big report on the state of platform engineering found the top 3 reasons companies are jumping on this bandwagon. Number 1, a serious lack of automation. Number 2, no standardization. And number 3, pretty much zero developer self-service. These aren't minor annoyances. These are the core, nagging pain points that teams are absolutely desperate to fix.
Okay, so if ticket ops and deployment drama are the disease, what's the cure? Well, it's a really important strategic shift in how we think about building software. It's called platform engineering.
Gartner puts it really well. Our software systems, our cloud architectures, they've gotten insanely complex, right? We just can't expect every single developer to be an expert in Kubernetes and cloud security and networking and everything else. So platform engineering is all about building a deliberate layer, a platform that kind of sits on top of all that mess and hides the complexity.
And I gotta stress this because it's super important. This is not just slapping a new label on your DevOps team. It's not rebranding. It is a genuine, fundamental evolution in how we approach infrastructure and, more importantly, how we enable our developers. And this table here, this is where the difference really clicks. Look, DevOps, that's a culture. It's a philosophy about breaking down silos and improving collaboration. And that's great. Platform engineering takes that spirit, but it adds a product mindset to it. The mission isn't just collaborate better. The mission is to build an internal platform as a product. And who are the customers of that product? The developers. So the whole focus shifts from just tweaking processes to actually building solid, reliable systems and tools that developers want to use.
Okay, so this whole platform as a product thing sounds cool, but what does it actually look like day to day? Well, the heart and soul of it is usually something called an internal developer portal, or an IDP. Think of it as the command center for your developers.
Yeah, you can really think of the IDP as the shiny, friendly user interface for your entire complex engineering world. It's this one single place that takes all those complicated tools and messy workflows and packages them up into a simple, self-service experience. The goal is to just slash that cognitive load for developers.
And this is the dream, right? This is what a developer's journey looks like with a good IDP. Instead of begging for permissions or waiting for an environment, they just go to the portal. They can see a whole catalog of existing services. They can spin up a brand new microservice from a pre-approved template, provision all the cloud resources they need, and deploy their code all by themselves. No tickets, no waiting. It's a total game changer.
And what's powering this whole magical experience? Well, it's a few key components working together. You've got a software catalog, which is basically a menu of all the services and tools available. Then you have self-service actions, which are like buttons that let developers kick off complex automations on their own. But the real secret sauce, I think, are the Golden Path templates. These are like pre-configured best practice blueprints. They ensure every new service is built consistently and securely right from the get-go. And that enables automated scaffolding, building the whole foundation of a new app in literally minutes instead of weeks.
And this right here, this captures the entire philosophy. The goal isn't to force developers down a certain path with strict rules. No, the goal is to make the right path, the secure, efficient, standardized path, so incredibly easy and smooth that it's just the obvious choice. You're creating a paved road that's just so much nicer to travel on than trying to hack your way through the jungle.
Okay, This all sounds amazing in theory. A paved road, no tickets, happy developers. But does it actually work? What's the real payoff? Let's get into the results you can expect when you actually empower developers with this kind of self-service.
Hey, remember that number we saw earlier? That 44.26%? That's the share of companies who said their main reason for doing platform engineering was to enable developer self-service. That's not a side benefit. It is the #1 driver. Because when you cut right down to it, this whole thing is about one thing: demolishing dependencies and unlocking the true speed of your team.
And the benefits, man, they are real and they are across the board. Your team starts shipping code way faster, which means your time to market shrinks. Reliability goes up because you're swapping out that deployment drama for standardized automated pipelines. Security gets a huge boost because it's baked in from the very beginning, not something you try to slap on at the end. But maybe the most important thing of all, you kill that cognitive load. You free up your developers' brainpower so they can focus on what you actually hired them to do. Write awesome code that solves real problems for your customers. You know, to really grasp the power of giving your internal people a great experience, let's look at a really cool example from outside of engineering. So the meal kit company HelloFresh, right? They streamlined this internal program on Slack that made it super easy for their own employees to share job openings. The result? They saw a 4x, a fourfold increase in traffic to their careers page.
The lesson here is just so powerful, and it applies directly to what we're talking about. When you treat your internal folks, whether they're employees sharing job posts or developers trying to ship code, when you treat them like first-class customers and give them an amazing experience, you get more than just compliance. You get real, enthusiastic adoption, and that amplifies your impact in a huge way.
Okay, so this all brings us to what I think is the single most important takeaway from all of this. Platform engineering, it's not just about buying a new tool or building a shiny portal. It's a profound, fundamental shift in mindset. And this quote from MeshCloud says it all. You have to treat your internal platform like a product. It's that simple. Your developers are your customers. You need to be obsessed with understanding their pain points. You have to constantly gather their feedback and iterate, always with the goal of making their lives easier and more productive.
And look, this isn't just some new corporate buzzword or vendor hype. I mean, you've got deeply respected voices in the industry, people like Kelsey Hightower championing this movement because it cuts through all the noise. This tweet about one of his sessions at PlatformCon just says it all, doesn't it? Zero bullshit, no buzzwords, just pure knowledge. That's what this is about, getting back to fundamentals and solving real, thorny engineering problems.
So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Take a hard look at your own organization. Are you still staging those theatrical performances to get code out the door? Are you still relying on individual heroics and weird Slack ceremonies? Or are you ready to start building a real platform for great